check the mic and make sure it sound right, boys.
What's up, guys? Welcome to another video in City Skylines Innsbruck map, when we are expanding our transit here in Innsbruck, because as you've seen, the traffic is pretty bad. It's getting worse and worse. This is the first part before doing any kind of transit improvement. I promise you, we are gonna build new tram lines and new bus lines and even a new metro line. But first I'd like to tackle this part of the city here, because if you've seen in the traffic map, the traffic layout, this is the worst part, because this was built like an old city, an old European stylish city part here, and this is far from the highway, which is one bad part, or one reason the traffic is so bad over here. And there are very small streets, so this wasn't very wise from me. But anyways, this was the way we built the city. So I tried to tackle this situation. I don't know if we're gonna finish it in this part, or I guess I'm gonna start another part, or I'm gonna shoot another video where I am going to tackle the traffic. In this video I'm gonna build new transit lines, but in another video I'm gonna tackle the traffic, and maybe we need to come back to that part of the city. But now let's build our next tram line, which will start from the main train station. That's like a tram hub which we built in a previous episode, and I'm going to start some tram lines over there. This one, the first one, is already starting from there. This one we start from there, and it loops back over to this new part, this new roundabout, and I'd like to move it under that part of the city. I'm kind of playing with that a little bit. It's not that easy to move the obviously this is not the way it should be, so I remove it and I rebuild it. But let's get back to the last thought, that I'm going to start yet another tram line from the main train station. So we are gonna have the first tram line, which we built a couple of episodes ago. This tram line, which we are making like a loop back here, and then going to the next to the highway, to the industrial zone, which we have over there. And I'm going to build a third tram line, so we are going to have like a transit hub over there at the main train station with our metro line, the first metro line, which you can see right there in the on your screen, and the 3 tram lines. So basically this is what I'm doing here, and the tram lines goes below the main street, and I'm going to build a new street over here, which is really useful, as you will see soon, because a lot of cars are going to take this new road over there. And in the meantime, I don't really want to have like a gameplay other than building the transit lines, but I realized that the unemployment rate is very, very low, so we would actually need much more people to live in a city. So I'm going to go ahead and build some houses in this new part, but I'm gonna leave the main part of that for another video, just a couple of houses in the next few minutes. And our tram line goes over there. I think it's now when I'm building the houses. Yes, just a little road over there and some houses, and that's it. And we are going to expand that area a little bit later in this video, but that's it. And I'm trying to, or this is the point where I realized that this tram line hasn't really been planned ahead, actually, so I'm here kind of stuck and thinking about where to go with your tram line. and I see that cemetery is in the way, so I'm trying to empty it, or actually I empty it, but while your cemetery is emptying, then you cannot move it, so I need to build a new one. So it's basically over the road using the anarchy mode. I'm gonna need to come back and remove that cemetery later. Actually, it won't happen in this very episode, so I hope I won't forget it. Here I need to move some of the highway. This highway infrastructure actually came with the map, so I need to move them a little bit higher so that I can bring that road, the road with the tram, below the highway. I just want to find a temporary like a station, like an end station for the tram here, so this actually won't be the nicest thing you've ever seen. Or actually wait for that one. I mean, man, that's crazy, that tram track going over to the highway bridge, but that's just a temporary loop over there, and here building our first tram line in this video, which is the second tram line actually in the city. And we are almost done. Yes, we are done. I need to select the type of tram I want to use in this line. I don't know why the game starts to spawn like a gazillion trams later, as you can see, but here in the meantime I am expanding this part. As I've told you, we need some more citizens as workers in our city, so that's what I want to do, and I just making like pedestrian walkway over there so that people can actually use that tram stop, because we've just built a tram stop over there. As you can see, the tram is just stopping there, so people can cross or leave the tram tracks and cross over to this new part of the city and actually go through the new park that I've just built, go to the main road that we have. So basically making use of our new tram stop over there, just next to the tunnel where it comes out of the tunnel. And here is where I check the number of trams, whether we have enough or not, but we have plenty. I don't know why the game gives us like 20 trams here, and this will happen later with another line. I just don't understand why. This never happened to me, and you can see here the line of the trams, but I just removed some of them, and we're gonna be good later. The cemetery is still not empty. I just want to delete it, but I cannot. It's still not empty. Let's check the line. It looks good. I mean, obviously we are gonna build much more building over here, so these lines, these tram lines, this one and also the next one which I'm about to build, are going to have much more traffic. And this is where I want to check the traffic and make some changes to the road traffic, even if I said that I don't want to do that in this episode. And here I want to, before I just ran, or we just ran into some power issues, and I don't want to deal with that. Just build whatever type of power plant I find and go ahead and continue building our tram lines. And this is the next line, which is, we have already our first line over there, as you've seen the yellow lines, and I'm just gonna expand over here to the other side of the river and bring this line over to our new part here. So as I've told you, this is another line which will have some kind of traffic right now, but later on when we are going to expand our city, obviously here in this part, which we don't have anything right now, so the tram line is going to go in the middle of nowhere basically. So later when we are going to expand our city over there, obviously a lot more traffic is going to come to the tram line. So again, making some kind of loop. I wouldn't say this is the nicest tram loop ever, but it's functional and it even can stay like that if we don't want to expand that line. And I don't want to place any tram stops in that part where we are going in the middle of the field, middle of nowhere, and basically we are going to finish this line like right now. And I'm just going to change the color and select the types, select the trams. And here is where I start to build a new subway line along that main avenue. And I told you in the last episode that wherever I wanted a crossing subway line, I used the bigger metro station. Now this is one place where I didn't. So this is the way I found it easiest to build a new or replace a subway station, to remove the line up until the last stop and then rebuild it. And here I am just playing with the right type of station which can be suitable for there. It's okay for this line, it won't be the best solution for the new line, but anyways it's going to work. And now I'm placing back the old line, so this way you don't need to remove the metro line, the old metro line. You can replace the station and you can rebuild basically or without rebuilding you can replace the old stations. And here I'm gonna place the terminus for the new metro line, and I just basically go ahead and place a couple of subway stations along this main avenue, and then later on I'm going to build the tunnels and the line itself. Now this is going to be the other end of the line, and as you can see this is kind of an all over the place metro line regarding the tunnels, but this is the way I could manage it, because it was kind of difficult to place that crossing station over there at the left hand side. And then I wanted this station at this side, the lower side of the avenue, the other station on the upper side of the avenue, because I did not want to demolish large buildings. Here is kind of a strange curve that the tunnel needs to do, but anyways, maybe sometimes even in real life you have subway lines like this. And there's nothing else for us to do regarding this line, just to create the line itself and select the vehicle types and select the number of vehicles and just wait for the people to start using it. And now let's go ahead and build our bus system. Here I'm just looking for the place for our bus depot, but the way I want to set up my bus system, at least the beginning of a bus system, let's say what we are going to build in this episode. So the way I want to set it up is to basically help our main lines, that is the trams and the subway lines, to collect people, as many people as we can, from the areas where people live or work, but there is no main line, so there is no tram or subway. So basically, think of it like a skeleton. You have a skeleton with your metro lines and your tram lines, but if you want to, or if you were to place a subway line or a tram line in every corner, that wouldn't be very efficient. So obviously you don't have tram lines or metro lines everywhere, and you don't have tram stations or subway stations everywhere. So all the other places where you don't have, or where we don't have the metro lines or tram lines, or where we don't have a subway station, for that matter, there I want them to have a bus stop, so that they can go ahead and take the bus to the next or the nearest subway station or tram station, then use the tram system and subway system to go to the place or the part of the city where they actually want to go. And even if there is like a larger space or distance that they would need to walk, and they can go ahead and use another bus line. This way, I guess this is the most efficient way you can set up a transit system even in real life, but this works especially effectively in City Skylines, because in this game I find that people don't really mind, or Sims don't really mind, changing lines. So if they have to change lines like 5 times, they just do that. They don't mind that. In real life, this is somewhat different. So they can basically take a bus line to go to another subway line or tram line, then maybe change subway lines and tram lines, and at the end of the journey take another bus line and get where they want to go. So we are basically done with our bus lines, and at the end I'm just playing basically with the number of vehicles. Here again you can see this like dozens of buses which were like allocated for me by the game. I don't know why. So here again I need to remove some, and in this case, in this particular case, in the case of this line, I need to change the buses, because I started with the smaller bus which have 30 seats, and I realized that this is an area where a lot of people live, and a lot of people want to use the buses, so I go ahead and change the buses to larger ones which have 75 capacity. So that's it guys for today. I hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure to like this video and to subscribe to the Busy Orange channel, and see you in the next one.
It sound right, boys.